What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Tilt City here at FSI. I usually go through a longer spiel. I'm usually trying to get into it with Tom immediately off the bat so I don't ask him what took him to Tilt City. But I do want to remember this time around, like, subscribe to FSI. They're cool enough to let me do this show on their channel and give me all the great information daily that I get over there. So if you're not over there, I don't think I need to sell it. You're watching Gators videos. You're seeing kind of the opposite end of that here. But at least like and subscribe because it helps them out greatly. So I'm Alex Super. This is Tilt City. Riding solo today. Tom is vaccinated and he is actually getting to see family. So kind of the light at the end of the tunnel here for our boy. And he's avoiding the mess that was this weekend's DFS slate here in the EPL. So I'm just going to dive right into it. You can probably tell by the tone of my voice that I didn't have a great weekend. Yeah, not a lot of fun for me, but that's where we're at. I was flying high. I was kind of on a heater last week and was hitting highs. Not last week, before the international break. The international break was bad to me too. So I'm kind of back down towards more of a median level. I was at all-time highs, so here we are. What took me to Tilt City really quick? It was Spurs. Surprise! If you've watched this show before, you know we are tortured Spurs fans, and that was how it went today. So let's get into the other bad stuff that happened. Being very positive to start this thing off. This was actually good for Spurs, and that was actually why I was so upset at what happened today. West Brom drops a bomb on Chelsea. Of course, I like to get up early and play those showdowns, and obviously I stacked the hell out of Chelsea, put a lot of Hakeem Ziyech in my captain spot, because that's another one, if you know me, I have a very unhealthy bias toward Hakeem Ziyech, towards what he's done in Ajax, and not as much with Chelsea. And of course, Thiago Silva gets a red card, Ziyech comes off. But that is not necessarily what we cover here. I don't remember what the line is on that, and I don't care to look. Heading into this Saturday slate, it was basically you're going to want to stack leads. You're going to want to attack Sheffield and then find City where you can. And I think generally we were avoiding the last game other than Trent Alexander-Arnold, especially in cash. But turned out to be probably the best game to stack. The best team to stack was Liverpool. So we'll get to that. I did stack a lot of leads. I had a lot of Patrick Bamford who didn't do anything. Jack Harrison with the assist from Rafinha. I had a good amount of Harrison. I had almost 100% Rafinha just because, again, you're attacking them. Harrison is kind of the pivot off of Bamford, but I played them together. I didn't have any Ben Osborne. I wasn't attacking Sheffield whatsoever. And then I did have Phil Jagielka, so the streak continues. I'm still able to find own goals like it's my job. If I got points for own goals, I would be a lot richer. What else actually? Yeah, Bamford went out early. Not really a ton of, I mean, you were stacking leads, so I guess we'll take a look here. I didn't get much to Ailing. Let's see, did he do anything? Did he cross? 3 crosses. He doesn't get a clean sheet. I imagine he was expensive, so I doubt he was a whole lot of help, but we'll see. I could be totally wrong. Calvin Phillips, I didn't get to a whole lot, but I wanted to. I missed the crosses too. Okay. So yeah, so not really a ton out of leads. Tyler Roberts, I got to plenty of Tyler Roberts. He had 8.6. That was fine. Stuart Dallas, I got to a little bit. I don't think he did much DFS-wise. Yada, yada, yada. And then Sheffield, who cares? Because you probably weren't playing a lot of them. If you were, there were pivots, and if you got to Ben Osborne as a pivot, good pick. Good job. So City actually does put some up on Leicester. You get Ben Mendy unassisted, who was a great play for the price, especially if you were expecting to go to Cancelo at 5.3. Mendy, I think, was 3.5 or something close to it. And then, of course, everyone's playing Aguero, so Gabriel Jesus has to score from the left wing, get the assist from Sterling. So even if you were last minute getting to Mahrez, that didn't help you a whole lot. I can't remember how much I did my double forward thing plenty with Leicester. That obviously didn't help me. So move to Liverpool really quick. Jota comes in, everything changes. He scores from TAA, Salah scores, then Mane assists Jota. Dude's good. I would recommend playing him whenever you get the chance, within reason. But he didn't start, so next time. All right, let's take a look. Again, I didn't do great. Was this really my best lineup? No. Where was my best lineup? Okay, 27. All right, we did all right. Yeah, this one was just kind of my patchwork. I caught goals. Like I had Harrison, I had Mendy, and I had Mane. Like I didn't change this. This was actually a complete zero late swap situation. So like even after Bamford kind of put me behind, even though I had Ramsdale, I had the Harrison goal. I didn't have Rafinha, so I was pivoting quite a bit. Didn't need him that bad here. So yeah, I mean, obviously I just got my two. It was more of a city stack, but this was just kind of a balanced build. I don't know if this definitely wasn't my cash because I got these two very goal dependent strikers. So that's it's my 7th lineup. So we'll see if we can find the 6th, see if it was any good, and kind of try to see what I was doing because off the top of my head, those are just some names. Another heavy lead stack. Dallas was good enough. Yeah, so I mean, I just had a lot of Bamford. I've been targeting a lot of goal scorers lately, so when I get let down, I kind of really get let down. So again, with Aguero, basically that same lineup except Rafinha over De Bruyne, and I get the Dallas. Yeah, TAA was great again to get the assist too, so unsurprising there. There's 10. Sure. It's just a lot of leads, and then De Bruyne, Aguero. I didn't get to Jesus a whole lot on all weekends. Just gonna not say anything and let that joke really die. Yeah, Mahrez was good if you could get to him. He was kind of cheap, and he didn't work in a whole lot of constructions. But I mean, 11-4-2 wasn't going to get you much, especially when you have Bamford. All of my Bamford lineups are high, but I think that's mostly because there were so many of them that if I'm looking just at my lineups, 170, whatever. All right, here's that 6th lineup. Oh, McBurney, cool. This was much different than that other one, except that I got to Mane. I did try to target him quite a bit. Of course, Salah's the one who scores the goal, but I bet they were pretty close. All right, let's take a look at the top. Deathflower 74 had a couple. Played Jota off the bench, great. Played Suarez, so homie just stacked Liverpool and forgot about the rest of the slate. Whatever, cool. Good job. I'm not going to move past it. I mean, Arsenal aren't great. I don't mind targeting them. You got a set taker here, Mendy. I mean, I feel like once he got to the Mendy and Jesus stuff, he's like, I'm good. I'm gravy. But it was actually, just a big time. He just played the front 3 minus the actual guy in the Firmino role. Did he play Firmino here? No, he just had Lundstram. Shout out. I mean, I guess if you know dude's coming off the bench. How much Jota did you get to, man? Yeah, city stack. So, I mean, he obviously knows what he's doing. I would have to speak to him to see why he wound up with Jota in the lineup, but rock on, brother. Emu up, fantastic player. Let's look at him. You could get that city defense easy, especially if you're playing Ederson, pair him with De Bruyne, mini Liverpool stack, caught some assists rather, and then you got that Rafinha stuff. So I mean, that's just a good solid lineup. Kind of the same thing, except Alioski, I assume, for price. Actually, it's more expensive, but still. Idea stands. You're just getting a little more leads in the lineup. All right. I'm going to put y'all through hell really quick and slurp on this coffee. I'm sorry for this. I toned it down because I love you, but you still have to listen to me. Be gross. All right. Anyway, here's my worst lineup. Nacho, a lot of goal dependent stuff, a lot of dependence on leads, and Tierney didn't do anything. Makes sense given the scoreline. So this is just this is the $1. That was the $4 before. So we actually have a better score than Deathflower, Mahrez, Jesus, Mane. You just caught them goals, baby. Which, I mean, that's how you win a GPP. But you can see, I mean, if you're fading leads here, I know they're playing Sheffield, but like, you knew what the chalk was going to be. So if you could get away from it and especially catch, the only goal for Leeds from a Leeds player, then that's a nice pivot to win. So yeah, I mean, if you played Liverpool, obviously you're going to be towards the top just because it was a 3-0 game, but also because it was a big time pivot off of Leeds. So shout out to those folks. This is today. So let's move on to Sunday. Wild game to start the day. Southampton and Burnley again. Where I was feeling great when Wood and Vidra score. There's my double forward situation where I had both of them in the showdown. Things felt great when both of them scored, but then of course Southampton comes roaring back. Yeah, so it was Armstrong, Ings, like a lot of goal dependent Ings, and then the guy who's not James Ward-Prowse, who again, like big time bias on this end. All right, I guess we can talk about this. Harry Kane was great again. Really, the only player you should be playing for Spurs, except Ndombele was 3,300, and in the middle with Lo Celso wide, I didn't feel too compelled to get to Lo Celso a ton, but I still got to him a decent amount. I went the opposite end of Joel Linton now that he's kind of come up in price. I went to homie Dwight Gale. I actually did get to Sean Longstaff in one part. Not that you care, but yeah, so Willock was off the bench. That didn't matter. But yeah, if you're playing anyone for Spurs right now that's not Kane, which you'll see that I did plenty of, you're in a bad spot. Played a lot of Hugo. Oof. Got to Dubravka maybe once. You'll see all this. I don't know what I'm explaining to you, but so yeah, it was just not a ton of cash, or I mean, these are decent GPP punts, especially if you know Spurs are in horrible form. I think I got to Fulham more than I got to Villa. Trezeguet, anyone? Not me. None. And the other guy, plenty of Lookman. I think I had Maja and some holders, and they didn't play. But of course, Mitrovic scores. I had none of him. Had some Ollie Watkins. No Traore, no Mings, no Davis. But it's you're not getting the set takers, so I'm not getting a lot of exposure. Like El Ghazi, expensive, didn't do anything. Lookman got hurt and left. That buried me. I got to him as much as possible. But obviously Bruno, I did some United stacks today. I did not get to Danny Welbeck, believe it or not, who put in the 13th minute goal. Rashford with the equalizer, and then Mason Greenwood with it. Kind of a misplaced hit to take the 3 points. So United, let's see. Yeah, I mean, still off the pace, but they got a game in hand, and they're getting pretty clear of this 5th spot, so they can start to go win the Europa League and not look back. But yeah, Spurs could have been top 4. There's a good 20 minutes where Spurs were top 4. It felt really nice, and then we came crashing back down here. All right. So this was just my first one. This is the one you're going to show me. So my 2 forward thing, I got to it a lot. I thought Spurs were going to do a little more against Newcastle. It's not that great. They've been better, but they're no bad Sheffield. So yeah, see, I said I didn't get to Lo Celso that much, but I did here. I'm sure I have just this same lineup reversed, but have Ndombele and an upgrade somewhere else. But let's see. Where's my top one? This is going on now. I don't know if this paid out. Oh boy. Yeah, see, like not a lot of great work for me today. Nice United stack, goal, double goal. Didn't get much here. Dubravka, Shaw was great. So, I mean, that's yeah. How far off? 102? 133. All right. Let's just get into it. Because I had a lot of that Kane Vinicius stuff. And then it was just other assortments of the United guys. So we might as well just take a look at the top. This all makes sense. It's pretty much all the goals and assists on the slate. Emi Martinez can go off every now and then. Let's see. So what goals are we actually missing here? Maupay, Willock didn't do anything. Watkins. But yeah, I mean, like, I'd rather get the assist from Tyrone Mings than the 1 goal from Ollie Watkins any day of the week. So that makes sense. Nothing crazy. So this was just a drop off to Mitrovic. Let's see. Oh, so it was the Bruno fade actually got you to Traore. That's something. That's the way to get there. Let's see. Any names I know up here? What is this? This is the $1. This is generally what happens when you get kind of some wacky days, when you get a Joel Linton goal and you get Mitrovic and, from teams who aren't necessarily favored. the best make their pivots and they have some lineups. But when you get a lot of the set takers getting buried, like I can scroll through here and just not know anybody for a while. Mighty Wombats is good. Yeah, same sort of thing as me. Just kind of those half stacks. I mean, those were the two favorites. They were considerable favorites. That second game didn't have a high total. So, I mean, a lot of these builds make a ton of sense. And I'm not surprised to see. I've been skipping over Soli. Soli's got some better lineups here and just got the Mitrovic. Just smart. I mean, looking at GPP lineups like this, like obviously it's going to come up and be like, oh, well, who got the guy with the goals and who just caught some assists? And you're not necessarily going to learn a ton, but like, I don't know. I would kind of be afraid to see some of the cash lineups. I kind of wish I could, but I didn't play any. Just to see, like, because Lookman didn't do anything. Kane, I'm sure, was played in cash a lot. Bruno was played in cash a lot. And what else? Like, where else were people going in cash? I imagine some people got to Rashford on the pivot. I'm sure no one played Vinicius like I did. I wonder if they were high scoring. I wish we could take a look, but nonetheless, I need to get back to playing a little bit of cash, but I'm just trying to keep a solid approach. Do the same thing. There's Soli, there's me. Yeah, so I don't know a whole lot of these dudes. Let's see if we can get to the $4 and see. Is this a sweeper? Yeah, okay. Let's take a look at the top here. There's Soli. All right, that makes sense. 3 from Villa. So he was playing for Fulham not to score, but he had Mitrovic. So that's just a game. All right. So yeah, I mean, Kane, Fernandez, Richie's. It's a nice pivot. I mean, geez, 11 crosses. Way to go, Spurs. Good Lord. Kraft got there. Cash. Who's the same as Cash? Martinez was really the only keeper on the slate who put up a big score, so he might make the cover for today. Kane's got to make the cover as well. Mighty Wombats. We looked at that one. Fan DK. See him every now and then. If you got that Newcastle exposure, I mean, those are floor games, man. That's wild. I'm not surprised. I thought Spurs would be a little better. There's another one of my biases. Biases. Joe Rodon, Sanchez, and Tanganga. I got to that every now and then too, Bodega. I'm glad you did it. But I would have only done that if I was pairing it with Lloris, and I bet he did. But dropping down to Martinez, I mean, you got it, and you still got the right United pieces. Then Lookman let you down. Lookman doesn't let you down. Lookman puts up another 4 points. I mean, yeah, you're feeling a little better. All right, man. What else we got here? Oh, yeah, this is one I actually want. So this is my cash lineup today. I'll just walk you through it, and then we can take a look at Ceramic. And then we can take a look at European Duck because he's also good. I'd like to see what he did. Yeah, I wanted some floor here. 4 of the 5 of us went there as well, so I'm not crazy. That's good to know. Surprising, I was the only person to go with Bruno Fernandes today. I'm interested to see what Ceramic did. Got lucky here. That 3-3 was nice. I'm sure people tried to find a little more balance there. I was punting here as well, punting here. I mean, I was basically just trying to get as much as I could for Shaw, Fernandez, Kane, and then fit Lookman in. Because under Lookman, there wasn't a whole lot else. Yeah, I mean, I don't regret it. For the way that I looked at this slate, I don't really regret this because I wasn't going to hinge my day on Rashford and Cavani and Greenwood. Lookman's got a higher ceiling a higher floor than Rashford. He just got hurt, and Rashford scored a goal. So if I had to do it all over again, Davinson Sanchez would play for a different squad, including mine. But I hope he sorts it out wherever he goes. All right, let's look at Ceramic really quick. So he went to the Lo Celso thing. He got to Murphy, and he just went Henderson, Rashford. All right, so he thought Rashford was, let's see. He thought he could get to Rashford. Oh, and faded Shaw. Interesting. It's very interesting. Target was like, so Lo Celso was on the wing. I understand him being 60%. I obviously understand these guys being 80% because that's where I was going. I don't quite get that. Like, I don't quite get why. He had 2,100 cap space too. So, what was a fate like? Oh, he's probably he knew I had Bruno, or he was probably in a number of these games and knew that he had to get above Bruno. So that's probably what it was. Imagine he had Henderson here all day, which with Brighton scoring, like I can see that in cash. It wasn't an obscene price to pay, even though it's the top on the slate. But yeah, dropping down to Murphy to get to Henderson would be interesting. So you're already sitting here, and then you lose Lookman. I lost Lookman too, but I don't know, man. I was up pretty big after this point. This is just a ticket giveaway. This is to Tuesday's situation. So yeah, that's his weekend. It was. I just want to look back again. Like, how many of these guys would I actually ever play in cash? Only when he's 3,200. Kane, a lot. I would never play any of these guys in cash unless Mings was 2,500. Mitrovic, I would never play in cash. Wasn't cheap enough, too expensive. Yeah, never. So it was just kind of like, I still try to stay somewhat cashy, and I need the cashy guys to go off with a couple of the right goal dependent guys. But like, you just got a lot of off the cuff sort of stuff here. Like, this was the only thing that helped me. Obviously, that doesn't. Didn't have anything there. Sure, on this slate, I guess either one of them, but I wouldn't. Yeah, I think that made a lot of sense on that slate if you knew he was in, but I didn't. And then a lot of Jota, yes. So like, yeah, sub goals, relying on the keepers a lot. Just it wasn't a weekend that had slates that I was going to win a whole lot of, because I'm not getting to all these different guys. I don't know. That doesn't help at all, but who knows? All right, man. Y'all checked out SoRare? Y'all seen this? I'm not gonna get into it a ton, but if you're not on SoRare, it's a good time, man. So what I'm finding, and Gator and I will probably get together and talk about this a little bit at some point, but so I'm kind of hoarding some MLS players, trying to get in on the market early. The ship kind of sailed when I ran out of Ethereum, but MLS is coming back next weekend, and I'm just trying to flip these dudes, and whoever remains. Obviously, I have 4 defenders. I can't play 4 defenders. If you're familiar with SoRare, you have 5 guys in a normal week, and you can get like 1 defender and an extra player with a mid and a forward and a goalkeeper. Obviously, I have a lot of defenders here, so I got to find a way to get some other MLS dudes if I'm just trying to play MLS. But like, just trying to flip cards. I don't know. That's not what we're here for. I did make a sale today. Did I sell someone else too? I don't know. But if y'all aren't on SoRare, I know Gator's done some stuff. We'll do some more stuff. It's a lot of fun. It's a high barrier of entry. But if you like markets and you think you know how to navigate markets, and if you love soccer, that's the place to go. Again, we'll get into it a little bit more, I'm sure. At some point, I'm going to need him to tell me how to sell some of these dudes, because he can quick flip, and I'm just not there yet. So check that out. If you're not on SoRare, give it a shot. I know Gator will give you his code, his referral code. You get a free rare player once you buy 5 on the auction market, and essentially you can overpay a little bit on these guys, scrape together a team, and then all of a sudden you get a free card, which you can sell and make all that back, which is essentially what I'm doing. But check it out. I should put out a referral link, but maybe at some point I will, but not today. That's going to wrap it up for me. Losing a little steam without my buddy here. So yeah, rough weekend, as was the international week. But I look forward to getting back at it next week. And maybe one of these days I'll stop trusting in my beloved Spurs. So, all right, until then, thanks for tuning in. Talk to you next week.